So, hey, Javier. Hello. Nice to see you.
Hello, Chopin.
Um, so, basically, this is the first of something that we thought of recently. So, this DeFi weekly thing is basically like, we're always talking internally and amongst ourselves and different people in DeFi about what's going on in the market, what's going on in DeFi. And yeah, we'll just thought we'd just share kind of what we're thinking about, what we're seeing in the market on a weekly basis. And hopefully it can be helpful to other people, basically what we would have wanted to see when we were starting in DeFi or when we were doing stuff in DeFi. So the first thing that we want to talk about is just like the state of the market, um, and like the prices of assets. So the price of blue chip assets. So um, BTC at just under 60K, ETH just under 2,400, Sol just under 140. Um, yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's been like a boring week, right? If I have to use a word to
yeah,
describe this week, it's been boring. Just
yeah. It really feels like we can't get above 2,500 and 60 to 61.
yeah, we're bouncing around that range, but yeah.
Yeah. What is your feel on the like on the state of the market? Does it feel like you want like it wants to like what is the vibe like basically that you're seeing on Twitter or and stuff like that in
I
your
think
view?
it's like stuck in there until there is some news, another like cut rate or another some big news in tech or something. It's just bouncing for how long? For like a couple of months now.
Yeah.
From I mean, especially about BTC, it dropped from 3K to 2.3, but BTC is just bouncing around. So yeah, I think we need like a big news to go up or down. But
Yeah.
yeah, let's see. It's October, right? So.
I don't know. It I feels like I don't know. It feels weird to me. Like I do feel that like it feels like there needs to be some catalyst or something like that. And I don't know if that catalyst is going to be up or down. Like, obviously in the previous cycle, COVID was kind of that catalyst um, to like the really intense money printing and all this other stuff. So um, yeah, I don't know. Even though we're sort of in this monetary easing cycle now, it does feel that needs to be some type of catalyst, either good or bad. I'm
Yeah,
not really sure.
we need some good news to bounce up.
Definitely. Um, cool. Let's look at some of the big movers that have happened this week, both up and down. I like looking at this like not the just 1 day, but 7 day, like the weekly big movers. So okay, wow,
Wow.
this is interesting. So Uni, this is I think because of the Uni chain thing, they're doing an L2, right?
Oh, really? I
Yeah,
have no.
yeah. You
They're
should check.
launching their own O2.
Yeah, you should check it out. There's a Bankless podcast that came out today. I think that maybe we'll in the end we'll share something for people to check out, and maybe that's the thing that they should check out. But uh, yeah, they're going to do an L2, and it was good. It was the guy Hayden was talking about like how like users shouldn't be having to think about what chain they're using and what chain they're on, and I thought that was very accurate in terms of the UX that people should be thinking about and using. Um,
Yeah, everyone's talking about chain abstraction lately, so it doesn't
yeah,
surprise me. Yeah.
yeah, I totally agree with that. It is, it is one of the really terrible onboarding things with with DeFi with crypto that we really haven't gotten right at all. Like even for example, I think to a degree, like the Solana and ETH ecosystems are somewhat at odds. Like they're just different communities in a way.
Yeah.
Even though, like they should be sort of collaborative in my mind, and uh, I think part of that is just the fact that like it's just really cumbersome to go from like ETH to Solana and Solana to ETH. It's like very weird, And we're
Really.
like people. It's like and it's weird for us. So
Yeah. I think it's also one of the biggest pain points for the UX. This whole chain, changing chains, and I still get like heartbeat. Every time I breach something, and it's like my heart is beating until it's on the other side. So
Yeah. Yeah, totally. I think that's something hopefully we can also do with the like the summer protocol that's coming out in a few months. That where users don't have to think about chains as well. Let's see some of these other ones. Mantra. I've heard a lot of like a lot of ads from Mantra on podcasts and stuff. Eigenlayer. There's
I
some.
think they got an airdrop lately.
Yeah, I think so too.
And
Tau,
of course, all the
AI
meme coins that that draw all the narratives, all the meme coins that we had, etc.
Yeah. Meme coins, yeah. Cool. Let's see. Look at some of the biggest losers. So stacks, that's a Bitcoin thing. I know that yeah is a Bitcoin thing. So the one that sticks out to me here, unfortunately, is Maker.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know why that. I don't know why that is. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, well, I guess everyone has their theory, right? But being
Yeah.
like a so trusted brand and now you're kind of rebranding, it happened to us also. We rebranded from Oasis to Summer. Now we have to explain again, everyone, hey, who's Summer? So Sky would have to do the same work again. That's my opinion.
Yeah. It's curious to me. I'm not really sure what's going on there. I don't know. I'm still pretty bullish MKR, amazingly.
Yeah.
But I am. Athena, there's
you know how people overreact to stuff. So
yeah, totally. So that's interesting. We'll do something fun here in a second. Is Athena, that's another interesting one. Like these, what's fascinating is that both of these tokens can be farmed now. Maybe that's part of the reason why they're dumping like this, is like people just want to dump the rewards and stuff. But both of these tokens can be farmed, and it's an interesting question from a DeFi user perspective. Like, okay, are these really worth farming now? Then, because the market is sort of giving you this opportunity in a way.
well, I think the question is like, are these worth holding? Because they farm it, but they just sell it. So
Exactly.
Yeah. And also Athena came out there, made the airdrop. I think it was last week. So I guess some downside was possible.
Yeah, cool. All right, Aave, it's interesting too. So let's say if you, of course, not financial advice or anything like that, but if you were to buy one of these tokens and sell one of these tokens, what would you do? Which ones would you do? Like
I would definitely buy Maker.
Okay.
And I would for sure sell, go up. First NATO on ETD.
Okay, so I
don't know what that's it, but after an 80% bump, I would sell it.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm selling Nero too, and I think I'm buying either Maker or Athena actually. It's probably what I'm doing. So
they're both huge protocols, and it makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Let's see. Other stuff we want to talk about briefly is just like the ETF flow. So BTC ETFs have the main thing is the flows. So definitely have been dying down recently. So it was pretty strong in the beginning of the year, and definitely has been dying down. I think this is something we'll definitely have to watch as things progress. Like as the market bull market. I'm even skeptical to say bull market now.
Yeah.
But we'll have to keep an eye on this. But I think this will be indicative of like when things are really. If we see this tick up, I think this will be like, okay, things are really getting going, basically.
But it's all what we were talking about, the news, because the CTF news is what drove, in my opinion, the last let's say, mini bull market from 40 to 60, and now that's just stalled there. So
Yeah. Excellent point. That's an excellent point. Yeah. Yeah, totally agree. For ETH, same thing, I think. They're just, yeah, I mean, the flows are just not there. Really. And this has been much worse than BTC, like significantly worse. So, yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on this as well. Yeah, just out. Yeah, outflows, crazy. That's so bearish for me. Even love ETH. I love ETH, but man, wow.
I need more flows, man.
Exactly. But let's see the new addresses on ETH. I mean, still going up, which is great.
Do you know if this is only for ETH or L2s or just ETH? It's Ether.
That's a great question. That's a great question. I think it's just ETH, just main chain ETH.
Yeah.
But yeah, so.
Well, it goes out to the right, so it cannot be bad.
Yeah, I mean, this was this was the top in 2018, more or less.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. Yeah. Let's see. What about BTC? So this seems to be stalling out a bit. The new address growth on ETH or on BTC, sorry. So that's also kind of bearish. I mean, this is definitely seems like we're in a lull period across many different metrics. So similar kind of lull here, but now picking back up a bit.
Yeah, there was an uptick in September. Well, a huge uptick in September, and then I don't remember why that uptick was for.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
But it must have been some kind of news.
Yeah.
Well, if someone knows, please leave it in the comments.
Absolutely. Now, the thing that I love most is kind of these on-chain things, like there are different ones. Maybe some people can comment and ask, like, tell us like which ones to look at. I think the long-term holder, indicator is quite good. The MVRV. Which is like market value, realized value, I believe. And basically, you can see when the market is getting pretty hot, around 10, it looks like, and when the market is just like oversold, so under 1. And it looks like we're just kind of just kind of bouncing around, like good value, it seems, not super value, but like good value, but definitely not overheated. Which is interesting. I mean, I can't.
Yeah, we're just ranging, like in everything, addresses, prices, ETF flows. Yeah, it's all part of the same thing, I guess.
Yeah, totally. Wow, this is interesting. It should be interesting when we do one of these, like when it's around here or down here, like, because this is like you should be buying this, right? Not financial, of course, but like you should be buying this in theory if you can survive. And then this, like, you should be selling this, right? Like, in theory. But yeah, can you keep disciplined? Is I think the thing.
Send me the link later. I will keep it on my.
Yeah, I'll definitely say. Like, okay, funding is a very 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 good one to look at. So this is the funding of large cap assets. I like to look at the 1 month, and nothing is overheated over the last month, basically. BTC and ETH, like 4, 3, 5, 6% funding, 7%. Like it's pretty. It doesn't seem overheated at all, right? If anything, just a little underheated. So Yeah, I mean, if you're bullish, it seems like a good time to be adding. I think perhaps I don't know. Again, not financial advice, not for trading. But,
Yeah, I remember a couple of months ago when BTC jumped from 40 to 60. I remember seeing this at like 100 or for it maybe at 100. Yeah,
wow.
I remember doing a blog about funding rates in DeFi and how it was so much cheaper to get the funding rates in DeFi instead of centralized exchanges. So yeah,
Wow.
things have changed. Yeah,
And that one, the funding rates were really high from at what point? At when the market was seemingly overvalued. Is that right? Or
yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was before the ETF stuff. So
wow,
or while the ETF stuff.
wow. Okay. All right. Cool. So that's interesting. So maybe we should keep that in mind because perhaps that means that this is a good place to be allocating.
Yeah.
So yeah, narrative. Like, what's your feel with the narrative that's going on right now in in just in the crypto Twitter, but generally like people you're talking to, like on the streets. Um, one thing that's interesting, I'll never forget. Hopefully, we can encounter this like on the like as this progresses week by week. But like, I remember December 2021, I was in the sauna, and people were like, I didn't know the people, but they're talking about ETH and BTC. And one guy was saying, yeah, he expects ETH to just go to 10K, and he expects BTC to go to 100K. And this is like literally, this is December 20. This is the top, literal top, like December 2021. In hindsight, like that should have been a signal to me, but yeah. So, but I'm not seeing that today on the streets. I don't think anybody's talking about crypto.
No,
So
no. I think it's a more mature market at some point. So yeah, you don't see all these. Well, you kind of see, but you don't see all these influencers or KOLs or whatever
yeah,
just pumping every shitcoin that is around. So yeah, I
exactly.
like what's happening in DeFi. I think DeFi. I'm not sure if DeFi is great again,
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things going on, a lot of lending protocols, a lot of borrowing stuff, a lot of infrastructure going on. So I'm pretty bullish about that. I'm also personally bullish on RWAs, real world assets. So I think those in 2025 will be the next narrative. Yeah. Looking forward for it.
so
I
speaking
don't
of
want to go to my bank again.
speaking of DeFi, let's talk a little bit about the yields that are available, like in DeFi. Like the risk-free yield, basically today is risk-free, quote unquote, in DeFi, meaning like, of course, all DeFi has risk, but like the base yield that you should expect on stablecoins today is about 6.25% from Maker, or Sky. Sorry.
Wait, yeah, wait for raise this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, they raised the SSR to 625 and the DSR reduced to 5.5. So it's
Wow.
another incentive to upgrade your DAI to USDS,
Absolutely. And
which
remember,
you can also do on.
you can do that on Summer, exactly. With the Sky protocol, you can get Sky rewards 10% on USDS, and you can get the um, you can get the um, you can get USDS, stake USDS, to get um, 6.25%, which we should have here in the uh, in the in the card.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, but anyway, yeah, you can do that on Summer, quick and easy. So that's great.
yeah.
Um,
I'm personally farming Chronicle points. I think they will be worth at some point, and there are so I don't want to say this, but there are so much little suppliers that I think it's going to be the rewards are really good.
yeah,
So if everyone is listening, I'm diluting my own points, but yeah,
yeah, I agree with you. It does seem the market does seem to be sleeping on that. I think that people are so fatigued from points, and but I think that could actually be a good one. It's a really important piece of DeFi infrastructure. Oracles and stuff like that. And even if you look at the comp, like the comp on that is Link, and Link is a very valuable token. So
yeah, that's right.
uh,
I
so
haven't thought about it that way, but now that you do, I might put some more USDS there.
so we're getting good insights here. That's great.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So yeah, that's basically what the DeFi yield market is like right now. This is the risk-free rate, 6.25 risk-free rate, 6.25 on your USDS today, which is pretty great, and yeah, materially better than Aave and Compound, which is cool to
And
see.
it's also a stable rate. So
Yeah. Exactly. And yeah, so this is also like once the Summer protocol launches, this is one of the big excuse me, one of the big benefits is like you're not really gonna have to, you know, look at these yields all the time and oh am I getting the best rate or this and that. You'll always just get the best rate. So that's pretty awesome.
yeah.
With the Summer protocol that's coming. All right. So what else do we have here? Also want to look at some of the top yields across DeFi. So not just the base, but just like the best in general. And we think that DeFi Yama does a pretty good job of showing that. So this is for ETH, the sort of median APY that you should expect is quite low. So 2.2% on your ETH, which is a nice way to talk about what you can get on Summer actually, which is just like, I mean, of course we both work at Summer, but like just like DeFi user to DeFi user, like you can just do better than that on Summer. And how you can do better than that is with, we go in. Well, today we're not going to talk about yield loops in detail, but like yield loops are like a relative. They're not free of risk, but they're like manageable risk basically, and you can, as you can see, do materially better than 2.2% on your ETH. So that's definitely something to consider, and yeah, we can help you along with that in any way.
Yeah, and you're doing it, for example, more. I can see the Morpho 95.5 pool, which is Morpho is super trusted, and Rep Stake is it's super trusted. So even if it's not risk free or anything, it's like a lot better than your just having your ETH, you're taking.
Exactly.
So yeah, if you trust ETH, I mean, yield loops are the way to go now.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, like the Spark one for me is like almost a no brainer. Like, especially because I think they have it 1-to-1 hard coded, like the
It's
rest
hard
of
to
ETH.
yeah.
So it's, to me, that's almost like a no brainer. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
awesome.
and you're also sparking. Sorry, you're also farming
SPK.
spark
Exactly.
tokens. Yeah,
Exactly. Totally. Cool. Let's see. For BTC, which is somewhat interesting. I know that I think I saw like BTC yield now from Lido, or at least P2P.org, which is the people behind Lido. I think I saw that here. Yeah, staking BTC. Yeah. Wow, that's pretty cool. Yeah. So I haven't looked into this in detail, but yeah, maybe this is something people should look into if they're interested or if they're BTC holders. P2P.org is a very reputable staking provider. So yeah, that's something to look into.
yeah. Really, I'm not a BTC guy, so this is kind of new for me. So I will need to have more do my research on BTC yields. We probably can do an episode about that later. I'm not sure how popular it is so far right now.
Yeah, let's look at stablecoins. So yeah, we just selected for the major stablecoins. Basically, the median yield there is again quite low across. This is across all protocols, basically. So
That's
even
super
it's low, right? Like even
sad.
it's for real. Like even going um, in Sky Rewards or in um, staked USDS, like you're doing well, like relative to the rest of the market. Even SUSDE, you're also doing quite well. Um, uh, so yeah, which is interesting. So I love this little chart that they have here, where so they have DSR 5.5. They don't have SUS, US, SUSS in here. Um, so it'd be even better than that. And then they have SUSDE 10% that you're getting on that. And this like nothing like this basically shows the Summer protocol in a way, like because you as a user, like this changes all the time. Like when we show this next week, it's going to be a little bit different, and like you would have to manually go in and like change it around and get, okay, this I want to get this from SUSDE, I want to get this from whatever. But in the Summer protocol, like that will just be done automatically.
We'll do it for you.
Yeah, it'll be done for you. So that's awesome.
Also investing all that time in like doing the research and all that gas, because I mean we expect a bull market, so
Yeah,
gas is going to be like crazy high,
exactly,
maybe. So yeah.
exactly.
Actually, there's a really good. If you can go back to summer, there are a couple of good opportunities with SUSD right now. Yeah, for example, well, you get look at that 74, 72, 50%. The 50% has 2.5 million liquidity, so that's amazing. Yeah. We were
Wow.
talking about 2% 2 minutes earlier, and you can get like 50%.
Wow.
So yeah, really nice opportunities there.
Wow.
Again, we're talking about yield loops, which carry risks, but I mean, it's a risk reward thing, you know.
Yeah. Wow. This is awesome. Even like look at this 25%, 300 million in liquidity.
Yeah,
Wow. That's awesome. Well, I really feel this is slept on right now for sure.
definitely. All that liquidity, yeah, from 25%.
Yeah. Wow. That's
Too
amazing.
bad I don't have any more capital.
Can you imagine this in the bull market? Like, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be incredible. Cool. All right. So I
Yeah,
know.
I also think that, sorry, I also think that people are sleeping on this position, like you said, because when they got out, like the borrowing rate, everyone was crazy about them, you know,
Yeah.
and a lot of people got liquidated because of that. And
Yeah. Yeah.
I know I've seen it in Summer.fi. I talk to users, I see their positions, and I know a lot of people got liquidated on that. But right now, that like, people are kind of sleeping on that. It's
Yeah.
not hyped so much anymore with the ENA points and this and that.
Yeah.
So this is a good opportunity to like slowly farm it.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. It's amazing. I mean, wow. This one is like really incredible. 25% with that, like both like great tokens. That yeah, that's wow, amazing. Um, cool. Okay, so let's see. Lastly, here, when it comes to anything new that you have your eye on, somebody was telling me about Barachain the other day. I know Euler isn't something new.
Well,
So
Euler relaunched a few months ago, I think. I haven't been doing a lot of research on that. And Chain, I know them because their marketing is amazing, basically.
yeah,
They're all over the place.
yeah,
But that's, you know, so yeah. Yeah, we should have someone from Vera to come and explain us how they
yeah.
do such amazing drawings.
We'll tag them in when we post this, and maybe somebody from there
Yeah.
can come on next time. That'll be cool. And then we know Euler. I know Euler has some different things available, which is pretty interesting. You know, So let's see. These are like earn products.
Oh, they integrated M, and from Zero Labs,
Which one?
M0 Labs,
Oh yeah.
right?
Okay.
They're
Yeah.
integrated now. Cool.
Where's that one? Oh yeah, here. Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Huh. 2.29. The yield are pretty good. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah, but
So
if you see the supply APYs, it's what we're talking about. It's like SAT, 2%,
yeah,
3%.
yeah.
And
So
we're talking about getting 25% or 50% in super
yeah,
nice protocols. That's not saying free, risk free, but
yeah.
as close as risk free you can get in DeFi.
Totally. Um, cool. Um, so all right. So DeFi. Yeah. What about in so actually let's come back to summer after and then talk a little bit about the borrow rates across DeFi. So um, I think this is the basic one. So if you wanted to supply ETH, so borrow rates are still quite low. Or you want to borrow like BTC. I feel like this is not the best way to look at it. Like basically being able to borrow for 4%, I think that's pretty good. On ETH, I think this is actually much better on. It's way better on Summer to look. I think so. If you
Yeah.
want to borrow um, all types of ETH and you wanted to borrow any type of stablecoin, let's say a minimum liquidity of like maybe 500K. Um, borrow rates are pretty great. I mean, anywhere from 1%, just under 1.5% or 150 basis points, but looks like you should be expecting to pay around 5%
Yeah.
to borrow, which is
Yeah, it looks like 1.5 is like the exception, not the rule here. So
and not a lot of liquidity. So
yeah.
and on base. So if you want to take
Oh,
that,
that's right.
yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see it was in base.
Um, so that's what borrow rates are doing right now. I think as the bull market continues, we'll definitely see those go up. So yeah, okay. Now before we get into the second last thing, which is like one thing you would long and one thing you would short right now. Um, what's on summer? What's new on summer that you are seeing? Like what's going on with Raise? Like anything that you want to talk about on summer?
Yeah, well, lastly, in summer we are integrated kind of bunch of pools, mostly derivatives. We integrated Earth ETH, Earth Super B ETH from Origin, and a couple of more. So yeah, mostly on base on an L2. So I think it's a really good time to dig into the L2s, especially on base. I think base is
Oh,
growing up a lot.
wow,
So yeah, you get a lot of new yield loops on base on your ETH derivatives.
wow.
Yeah.
So yield loops on base. Let's check some of them out. Um, it'd be cool to be able to filter by new here. That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Um,
So, yeah.
cool. Wow. Where's this ETH? WETH, CB. We have to get CBBTC. And then,
Yeah. Yeah. We need to be BTC
yeah.
version. Yeah, and
Also,
then with our migration tool, you can just go from WBTC to CBTC. But yeah, I guess next week that will be ready.
next
Hopefully.
week, we'll talk about that next week. Okay, cool. Anything else on summer that's interesting to you? Like anything? We should probably talk a little bit about Raise, like the leaderboard. Any interesting stuff you've been seeing there? Like
Yeah, I mean, I love the guy who's number one.
Yeah,
The way what he's doing. If you go into his position,
yeah,
take a look because it's not like a huge position. It's only 35K, which
yeah.
is like medium to low compared to our users. But if you go to that position, to Spark one,
This one?
yeah, to the Spark position,
Oh, he's just trading.
and,
Is that right?
and go to history. Yeah,
Oh,
his
wow.
crazy trade. Yeah, and it goes beyond and beyond and beyond and beyond.
Wow, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
So it's a
So yeah,
democrat. It's democratic, people. I mean, this is cannot like whoever this is. They're gonna have a great time when the well,
yeah,
the thing that we
you know.
yeah
Let's
um,
say when the lazy protocol is launched.
yeah exactly um,
Yeah, and as we said, as I said, this is a small position because if you look at number two, I think it's number two is like $18 million position on
yeah
Summer.
yeah
How much is it?
yeah 18 million.
Yeah,
Yeah,
17.
activity is really rewarded for sure.
Yeah,
Um, so yeah, I mean so just so you know, like you can come to Summer and really earn a bunch of points for being active in the protocol or in the
exactly.
project. So, cool. So last things, Javier, is the sort of the second last thing, sorry, is long short. So what is something that you would go long right now and something that you would go short right now? It can be anything, like project, feature, anything, or yeah,
Uh,
anything that you go short in DeFi.
let's see. I'm really long in DeFi, but DeFi in general, like I was talking before, I feel this new DeFi wave of builders, of infrastructure and protocols and all of that. So I would definitely go long on DeFi.
Okay.
Yeah.
What would you
And
go short?
short, oh, wow, I have to think about that. I don't know what I would go short on. Probably rates, like, the US rates. I want to go short on them.
Okay. Okay. Cool. So you think they're too high? All right.
Yeah.
Okay. What would I do? I think for me, I would short meme coins. I think meme coins are way overrated. Um, maybe Twitter's gonna kill me for that, but that's fine. I would go long. I would go. I think I've been long it for a long time, but I would still go long ETH. I think ETH is overly beat up right now. Um, so yeah, that would be my long short. Um, all right. So
Yeah,
last
we haven't. Yeah, we didn't see the ETH BTC comparison here, but it's probably beaten up. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
BTC.
Let's take a quick look at ETH BTC. So not terrible today, but
But check it, year to date minus 26. So
wow,
yeah,
man. I feel like there has to be some reversion to the mean on that. But
yeah. Okay, so I will change mine. I will go long ETH, short BTC.
okay, all right, sounds good. We'll keep you honest next week or a
Yeah.
month from now. Okay.
And lastly, anything you want to share with our users, like anything from DeFi, from the world, anything you think it's important?
Yeah. I think for the give get thing, there was one podcast that I thought was good with this guy Brad Gerstner um, that I would recommend. Basically, it's if I'm sharing my screen, I think it would be uh, this one. Um, it was Brad Gerstner with on the Meb Faber, I think it was. Yeah, yeah, this podcast. So Meb Faber show, Brad Gerstner. I think that was great. It was very informative, like from just like a broader markets perspective that you can apply to crypto. I think that was great, and just how to think about what you're buying, why you're buying it, what is the fundamentals of the thing that you're buying and all of that stuff. I think that was great. And he also talked about like stock-based compensation, which is a form of dilution, obviously. And I think that people would be well to understand that in crypto and these tokens that are being like minted and stuff. So yeah, that's one. As a give, I would say people should definitely check that out. And then as an ask, I would say, I think people should come to Summer, and I think that they should check out just the Earn tab, basically. Spend 10 minutes on the Earn tab. That's my only ask. Come to Summer, go to Earn, and spend just 10 minutes like looking through here and looking through and just clicking into something and finding something for you. That would be my only ask. And that's it.
Yeah. Well, in this video, we've been through a lot of opportunities on Earn. So yeah, definitely something to check out in this very, very boring market that we're having.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thanks, Jordan. That was fun.
That was fun.
Yeah. Okay. See you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.